So I think I've been a part of the Indian cricket team, but I'm yet to make my debut. I think the day I make my debut will be a very special day for me.
After performing well against South Africa recently, Bengal batsman Abhimanyu Easwaran would like to be selected in Team India. The 26-year-old was part of the Test squad as reserve opener for both the home and away series against England last year. But he wasn't retained for the home series against New Zealand in November and then got left out of the Gandhi Mandela Trophy despite doing well in the recent series in South Africa. Abhimanyu Easwaran was India's second highest run getter with 205 runs at 41.00. His tally, which was only behind the informed Hanuma Vihari, featured a solid 100 in the first unofficial test played in Bloemfontein. His brilliant performance against South Africa
I mean, it was a good series overall for us as a unit. Even though we couldn't win the series, it was a draw, but we came very close to winning the second game, so which was a really good sign. And I think personally, I had a good series there. It was good to spend some time in the middle, get 100 in overseas conditions. I think it's always special to get 100 for India at any level, and that too in South Africa made it even more special. So yeah, I think it was a decent series for me.
You've been racking up big scores in the domestic circuit. What would you say are the main reasons behind your consistency?
I mean, I think it's just about consistency and everything else, be it my batting practice, fielding practice, my training, my running sessions, whatever it is, I try and be consistent with the preparations. I think that is what I feel is the key to being consistent on the field.
What is your biggest takeaways from the England tour?
From the England tour, I think for me it was just the experience of being around the Indian team and being around senior players who've done so well for the country for so many years. I think learning from them, having a chat with them regarding how they prepare for a test series, how they prepare for every single game, and what sort of confidence or belief they have. Even if they have failed in the previous inning, you can't really see in them. So I think their attitude and how they prepare, I think those are two big things I felt.
Ranji Trophy has been postponed due to COVID. How big a setback has it been?
I mean, it has been a setback for everybody else, not just me. I think the whole domestic circuit. But I think that's something uncontrollable, so we can't really think about it too much. So right now, we're just hoping that things just settle down a little bit and we can have a Ranji season. So yeah, just hoping for the best.
COVID has thrown an entirely different dimension of bio bubble into the sport. How has your experience with this new normal been?
I think bio bubble was tough initially, but then with time, I think it has become part of our professions. Being in a bio bubble and then just quarantining for 6 or 7 days before every series. I think that's become a part of the profession now. So as professionals, we need to get used to it. I think guys have coped up well with it. It is difficult, but then you know that after those 6 days, you get to do what you love doing the most. So I think it's worth it.
You have been scoring truckloads of runs in the domestic setup. Did you feel that a national call-up was round the corner? Or you feel it should have arrived even earlier?
I think I really want to play for the country. That is, I think, the dream of every player playing cricket in any country. But selection is not always in your hands. So for me, I think I try and focus on how much I can improve and get better as a player, and I think win more games for my team. So selection is something which will come if it has to. My focus is mainly on how I can perform more and win more games for my team.
We have a huge population and plenty of cricketing talent in the country. What's your success formula for getting into the Indian team?
I think there's no such formula for anybody. I think it's just about the more you perform, the better your chances of getting nearer to your dreams. I think I just focus on preparing well, as I said, and then winning as many games for whichever team I play, be it for my club, my state, India, or whenever I get an opportunity for India. So my aim will always be to win a game for my team. So I think focusing more on that will probably get you where you want to be.
Does it feel like 2022 is your year? The year you will break again into the India team?
Let's hope so. That's what I want, but let's hope that happens soon.
Tell us more about your journey from Dehradun to Bengal. What prompted you to leave your hometown and go to a different city, mingle into a different culture, and how did it turn out?
I think I was around 10 when my dad made this decision to take me to Calcutta because I think I my family stays in Dehradun, as you know, and Dehradun is under Uttarakhand. So Uttarakhand just got their affiliation 3 years back. So I couldn't play cricket staying in Dehradun, so I had to move to some other state. And then my dad saw the systems in every state. So I think Bengal had a lot of club games, which was under the Cricket Association of Bengal. So I came here when I was 10. And then, I mean, it was a little challenging to adjust to the culture here. But as a kid, you don't really think about all that. For me, it was just I was getting to play cricket, and that's what I love doing. So I think it was a little easier for me to just come here because I was either practicing twice a day or I was playing a game. So I think I felt really good coming here, and then I think the journey's been really nice. I think I've been accepted really well here. I've been here for 16 years now. I think it's been great, and I've made some really good friends and memories in the past few years. I think, yeah, it's been a great journey so far.
Saurav Ganguly has served as CAB's president while you have represented Bengal. What role did he play and what interactions did you have during his tenure?
I think there have been a few really good interactions with him. He's come for our practice sessions also. He's come to watch our Ranji games. So I think he's really been a big motivator for all of us playing for Bengal. And I think to have a person like that who's scored so many runs and won so many games for India, he's captain India for so long. I think his experiences speaks a lot for himself, and I think we learned a lot from him. And I think he's always been a motivating force for us in Bengal.
You have had the privilege of learning the game from Rahul Dravid. What have you learned from him?
I think he's obviously he's shared a lot of experiences, but one of those things is think how to stay consistent with your preparations. I think that's something he focuses on, and discipline. And then I think one of the things that's worked for me, I think it's a very simple thing, but if I can try and stay in the present, I think that works best for me. So I think those were a few very important points that I think I got from him.
Upcoming IPL auction.
भैया अगर होगा तो अच्छी बात है, कोशिश तो रहेगी कि आईपीएल टीम में किसी में सिलेक्ट होना। बट जैसे मैंने पहली बार सिलेक्शन अपने हाथ में, तो उसके बारे में ज़्यादा सोच के फ़ायदा नहीं है। होगा तो अच्छा है, नहीं होगा तो आगे देखेंगे।
After the breakthrough Ranji 2018-19 season, a sudden dip arrived in 2019-20. As a professional, how do you handle such setbacks, given form is never guaranteed in any sports?
I mean, it is challenging when you're not getting runs, but I think the good part was when I wasn't getting runs, my team was winning. So I think I was enjoying other success, and I think it was really great. We reached the finals that year. But I think as a player, it is challenging. But that's the time you need to show the belief in yourself, and I think back your abilities that you've worked hard and you've scored a lot of runs. A couple of innings or maybe 4 or 5 innings don't really make a difference to how good a player you are. So I think I was focusing on just preparing for one game at a time and giving it my best. So I think that's how I took it.
With a ton of big scores and important victories so far, what would you term as the best moment of your career so far?
I think best moment would be being part of the Indian cricket team. I think that was the dream when I started playing cricket. So I think I've been a part of the Indian cricket team, but I'm yet to make my debut. I think the day I make my debut will be a very special day for me.
On learning from Virat Kohli.
बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला उनसे, मेरे कुछ इंटरेक्शंस भी हुए थे बैटिंग के बारे में एक आध बार। तो वो काफ़ी मतलब स्पेशल रहेगा मेरे लिए कि जस्ट टॉकिंग टू द इंडियन कैप्टन, एंड ही इज स्कोर्ड 70 सेंचुरीज इन इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट, ही इज़ अ लेजेंड ऑलरेडी। तो आई थिंक उनके साथ रह के, उनसे बात करके, उनको देख के काफ़ी कुछ सीखने को मिला। उनकी जिस तरह की तैयारी रहती है, किस इंटेंसिटी पे वो प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, उनका कॉन्फिडेंस अपने पे कितना ज़्यादा है, वो कितना बिलीव करते हैं, तो ये सब चीज़ें उनसे सीखने को मिली मेरे को काफ़ी।